In this video, I'm going to talk about the AudioSuite, and these are where your plugins are used and you have to render them out as new files. Now, your AudioSuite can be accessed from this menu here, and you can see all of the plugins that you can use to modify your audio. So we might choose an EQ. AudioSuite plugins have to be rendered. They render offline and they render a new clip. So if I was going to make any amendments to this file, I might take out the low end and decide that there's too much low end. Now to do this, I then need to click render. And you can see the waveform changed as I remove the low end. And we've got a new file as well. We can see the name has been appended, EQ7B, and that is now a new clip. Now let me talk you through the plugin window itself so you can get a better understanding of some of the settings. This here is the options for which plugin you've got open. You can choose whether the plugin affects the clip on the playlist or the clip list. So if I undo what I've just done, I could say affect this file only in the clip list. I'll hit render and it won't have done anything to that file, but in here it has created an EQ7 version of that file. So if you want to just affect files just in the clip list, you can do that, but 9 times out of 10 you're going to be here in the playlist. Use in playlist. Make sure that's on. You've got presets. A lot of these plugins have presets. You can add your own as well. Now this is interesting. This is the rendering effect. How is it going to render that effect? So you can have it overwrite the file completely. You can have it create individual files. So if you've got multiple clips selected, it will do those individual files, or you can ask it to create a continuous file and you can render the entire selection or clip by clip. Now, what does this look like? Well, if I do the entire selection continuous file, I hit render, we're going to see it's going to create a new block to that timeline selection. Undo that, and we're going to go clip continuous file, render, and again, clip by clip, it's done it to the timeline selection. So if we go individual files, just clip by clip, what it will do is it will render these files and it won't adjust the clips themselves. Now I'll redo that. You can see that we do still have some handles. Make that selection there, pull it out. This duration here is dictated by this time here. You can default this in the preferences, but just have a look in each plugin. This is how many seconds of extra is it going to render beyond the file itself that you can see. And moving along, we have got some template settings. We've got the option to compare again, and we can choose whether it's in mono or multi-input mode. Then this is the EQ plugin itself. We can change our settings and we can click render. So that's an AudioSuite. We've got loads of stuff in the AudioSuite. What you might find is that you'll have certain plugins are only in AudioSuite and not in real-time plugins. But before we move on to real-time plugins, let's talk about the 3 types of plugin that you're primarily going to be using. The first one is an EQ. Now this is the channel strip, which is a replica or the same as this up here. And you can have that and you can render the clips itself. Now channel strips are a combination of dynamics and EQ. Dynamics, we have compressors. So let's find a good looking compressor. There we are. So I could make that like that, make that like that, and I can render that. And you'll see it's compressed the living life out of it. And the third thing you might AudioSuite is effects. And effects include all of these: reverb, delay, modulation, harmonic, and other sound effects. And you've got some different things in here. These aren't particularly going to change, or these ones might. So that is AudioSuite plugins. You're going to be using EQ, dynamics, and effects. but when you use AudioSuite, it renders them down to a new file.